Hello! I just want to wait a couple more minutes so we can allow everybody some time before we start with our class, but I am super excited to be joining you all today. If anybody in the chat could let me know, have you heard of Phipps Conservatory? We have hosted a few Girl Scout programs, so if any of you have come to our programs, just let me know because that would be super cool to be able to see you on this. More specifically, with Phipps Conservatory, I work for a program called Let's Move Pittsburgh. Let's Move Pittsburgh is a community-based program, and we aim to help fight barriers for nutrition and physical activity for families and children. So, I am the program coordinator. My focus is in physical activity. So, my background, I have a degree in exercise physiology. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of a fancy way of saying the science of movement and exercise. So we look at analyzing maybe an athlete's posture or how it could be more effective, but also things that are more applicable to everyday life. So how can we make adaptive or more accessible exercise? So that is also why I really wanted to do a yoga class with you. It is a really great way to practice gentle movement, something you can use to break up your day. Has anybody done yoga before? Alright, so we are now about 5 minutes after 6:30. So one of the reasons why I wanted to come on here today is to talk about our 15-day family fitness challenge. This is a program that Phipps and Let's Move Pittsburgh came up with to help encourage people during these times to move and connect with family and take a moment for yourselves. So while when we hear fitness, we think a lot of primarily physical activity, and while movement is a really important part of it, we also want to focus on taking some time for your mind and your body and getting some rest. So I am just... Alright, can we all see the website? So this, if you go onto the Phipps Conservatory website, you can just look in the search bar for 15-day challenge and you'll be able to pull this up. So it is an interactive web page. So each day has a different category. The first day we're going to kick off together for Get Moving, but the other categories are Get Together, Get Creative, and Take a Moment. So for Get Together, we really like to focus on connecting with our loved ones in these times when we are not necessarily able to connect with them in person, calling them on the phone, sharing a favorite book or hobby with them, and Get Creative. This is for trying out new things, and I know you guys as Girl Scouts, always trying something new with is so awesome. So for Get Moving, our day one, if you are participating in the challenge, you can click on day one, and you will be taken to a page that will have a few suggestions for that day. And obviously, you don't have to do every single activity to be able to check it off. It's just about choosing one thing that works for you and your family. So today we're going to try an online fitness class together, and that is our yoga class. So you'll be able to say you completed day one by the end of this. Another fun way to participate with Phipps and Let's Move Pittsburgh is with our bingo card. So you can just click on this and download it, print it at home. So the bingo card looks like this, and you can check off different activities. This is also a fun way to encourage trying out new activities that maybe you haven't thought of before, or just to break up your day. So today you can get a space for trying an online fitness class. Maybe if you're doing yoga like me outside, you can say that you spent an hour outside today. So it's just a fun way to be able to try new activities. Does anybody have any questions before we get started with our yoga class? Alright, so I have a pretty gentle yoga flow that should be good for a lot of levels, but if there is a position or something that's uncomfortable for you, don't worry, just sit in a neutral position that's comfortable and take a moment. It's always okay to listen to your body and not try to push harder than you need. So I'm going to turn the music up a little bit and just try your best to follow along. So I like to start my yoga classes just by being present on our mats. So before we even start with the positions, I just like to sit down and take a moment to be mindful. So a good way to practice mindfulness is to pay attention to your surroundings. So I like to identify 3 of each category. So right now, if I was looking around, 3 things that I see the grass, I see trees around me, and I see umbrellas at the patio table. Now, if you close your eyes, if you're comfortable, take a deep breath in and out. And now this time focus on 3 things that you hear. I can hear music playing, I hear birds chirping, and I hear the air conditioning unit. Now, think of 3 things that you can feel right now. Right now, I feel the warm sun. It's hitting the side of my face. I feel the ground underneath me. And I feel a really soft breeze. So we can just take a moment to take a few deep breaths. This is a really good strategy to use if you are feeling overwhelmed or stressed. To just take a moment for yourself and remind yourself of the present place that you are in. So let's take 3 more deep breaths together before we move on to our practice. Breathe in and out. Focus on filling up your chest and your belly, and push it all out. Awesome. So now that we've taken time to get comfortable with our surroundings, we're going to get started. So we're going to start in tabletop position, which is on your hands and your knees with a flat back. And now we're going to do our cat and cow. So for our cow, we're going to inhale and look up at the sky. But we want to be mindful not to overextend our necks. Now, for cat, curl your head into your chest and arch your back and breathe out. And breathe in for cow. And release into cat. And really focus on starting to get the motion and movement in your spine. Right now we're just warming up our body. So one more time in cow. And exhale into cat. Alright, now plant your hands right underneath your shoulders and pop up your feet. We're going to go into a plank position. If this is too difficult for you, or you have you can go down on your knees. Just remember to keep your stomach, your belly button in and your back straight, and that is just as good. So we will hold this for 8 breaths. 2, 5, breathe in and out. Really focus on keeping a straight line from the top of your head all the way through your spine. and down your legs. Awesome. Now you can push your heels down into downward dog. Here, focus on a flat back and a long neck. If you want, you can start to get some motion in your legs and walk your feet. This way we can just get comfortable, lean in. And once again, I just want to remind you, if anything is ever uncomfortable, you can always return to downward dog or into child's pose. So from here, we are going to go into our three-legged dog. So we'll lift up one leg. I'm starting with my right leg, but you can start with your left. And then if you want to, open up your hip. And this is just a really lovely stretch. But if that is too difficult, you can keep your leg lower or higher. It's all about what you're comfortable with. And now take a nice deep breath together, in and out. And focus on bringing your leg past your chest and plant your foot in between your knees. Now we'll lower our knees and we'll go into our low lunge. So pause here with your hands at heart center and make sure to check your knee isn't going over your toes. And make sure that your knees aren't going to the side. We want to be able to protect our joints. Yoga is about being nice and taking care of your body. You don't have to push things past your comfort level. So take a deep breath in and reach your hand. And you can drop your arms down into a feel full position. And this is a really nice way to feel your chest open. So take a big breath in and out. Now plant your hands again and tuck your toes down, and we're going to go into high lunge. So you can reach your arms up if you're comfortable. You can rest them on your knee, but you don't want to put too much weight on your leg. And once again, remember to check that your knee isn't going over your toe. And remember to check in with your surroundings. Alright, and now put your hands back on the ground, and we are going to do a twist. So plant your left leg or your left hand alongside your right foot and reach up. You should feel a gentle stretch on this side. If this pose is too difficult, it's perfectly fine to put your knee down. And try to open up your chest towards your leg. One more breath here. And put your arm back down. And we're going to twist the other side. So put your right hand on the inside of your foot and twist in the opposite direction. Great job. So now we're going to take our foot, push it back into plank, and take a few breaths here. And we'll push back into downward dog. Make sure you use downward dog as a time to rest. If you need to get a sip of water, feel free, and just get some motion into your legs. Now, we're going to take our opposite leg and go into three-legged dog. Make sure to keep your spine straight, and if you would like to, and it feels good, open up your hip. And take a few breaths here. And now, straighten back out into three-legged dog and pull the knee through to your chest and plant your foot right between your hands. Now we'll rest our knee. And we're back to our low lunge. Remember to check in with your posture and do what feels right for your body. hands back down, tuck your toes under, and lift your back leg into high lunge. Stop here, check your balance. You can keep your hands at heart center if you'd like, or lift them up. And remember to breathe. Now rest your legs back down. We are going to do a twist towards our leg. So plant your arm and lift up your opposite arm. Return your hand. And now twist in the opposite direction. Turn your hands. Turn to your plank. Take a few breaths. And now, we take a rest in our downward dog. And take a few breaths and remember to think about lengthening your back. And pushing your heels down towards the ground. Now you can bend your knees back like this and feel free to hop to your legs or just take a step. So now we will drop into a forward fold. Here we want to focus on touching our toes. Be careful not to hyperextend your knees. So if you need to, have a gentle bend and just let your head hang. Maybe you want to wiggle your head back and forth. Now lift halfway up with your hands at your knees and a flat back to a half bend. Take a breath and fold back over. Now raise all the way up and lengthen your spine. We are going to take a side stretch here. So if you can't see me, I'm going to bend towards the right. So reach up towards the sky and shift your torso over towards the right side. Now we're going to bend down into our chair pose. For a chair pose, you want to sit back like you're doing a squat. We're sitting in a chair. So keep your belly tucked in and your core tight and sit back. And lift your arms above you. And we will stay here for 8 breaths. If you want, you can go a little bit lower, but stay where you feel comfortable. Be sure to check in with your body. Make sure your knees aren't going over your toes. And then raise back up. Now we're going to go into our tree pose. So for tree pose, if you are comfortable, you can put your leg above your knee. You can keep it below your knee, or you can leave it as a kickstand, but we want to be careful not to put it on our knees. So we can stand here with our hands at heart center and take a breath. And if you want, you can lift your arms up and open them and see if you can still balance with your eyes closed. I heard a trick that if you wiggle your fingers, you're going to be able to balance better with your eyes closed, but I don't know if that's true. All right. Now reach back up to the sky and dive forward. And lift halfway up. Take a breath. back up. Now we're going to do our side bend towards the other direction. So I'm reaching my arms and torso towards the left side. And really think about getting a nice deep stretch on the right side of your body. And lift back up and drop your arms down. Now we're going to go back into our chair pose. So sit back. Maybe this time you're able to go a little lower than you were last time. If not, that's okay. Take a moment and see if you can hear 3 different sounds. Now reach up, stretch your arms out, and dive back down. I'm going to walk our hands and feet out back into our plank. Take one breath here, and then we're going to bend down, chaturanga, into upward dog. Tuck your toes under, and bend back into downward dog. This is called our sun salutation. So we start with our arms reaching up towards the sun, and then diving down in a forward fold. Halfway lift, and rest. Plant your hands into plank. A low push-up into chaturanga, and downward dog, upward dog. We'll do that one more time together. Reach your arms up towards the sun and bend forward. Halfway lift and forward fold into our plank. Slowly go down into our upward dog or cobra. Now tuck. Take a moment and to rest. Return to how we started, sitting in a comfortable position, and we're going to end with the same mindfulness exercise. So first I'm going to identify 3 things that I see. I see my neighbor's potted flowers through the fence. I see a stack of firewood, and I see a few fallen leaves. So now close your eyes. And think about 3 things you hear. I can hear the birds still. I hear my neighbor moving around in their yard. And I hear a train off in the distance. Now identify 3 things that you can feel. I still feel the warm sun against my face, a gentle breeze, and I feel some grass against my toes. So at the end of yoga classes, you might have seen that the teacher and the students put their hands in prayer and onto their forehead or their third eye, and they say namaste to each other. And namaste means that the light in me recognizes the light in you. Thank you so much for practicing yoga with me. I hope that that was a really lovely way to start moving your body. Does anybody have any questions? So that was a really lovely thing that we did for our bodies. We just took some time out to give ourselves a rest while gently stretching and moving, which is a really great thing. So whether you have time to do 5 minutes or 20 minutes or even an hour of exercise, all of it matters and all of it is great. So once again, I'm Sarah Cullo. I work with Let's Move Pittsburgh. With Let's Move Pittsburgh here at Phipps, we like to focus on 4 categories for health. And these are just a gentle reminder for things we want to keep in mind when we're trying to practice healthy living. So we use this to remember with 5, 2, 1, and 0. So the 5 stands for 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, which it can sound like a lot, but I guarantee it's a lot easier than you think it is. So 1 serving of fruits or vegetables is about the size of your fist. So if you're little, you're going to have a little fist. And as you grow, your needs grow with you. So your fist grows, and it's a really nice way to see how much you need. So my fist is about the size of an apple, but for a younger person, maybe it's half an apple. So our next category is it's 2, and that is for 2 hours or less of recreational screen time. So recreational screen time doesn't mean things like right now where we're taking time for our education, for moving our bodies. It's when we're playing video games or watching YouTube or texting. We want to try and be mindful and limit ourselves to about 2 hours. The next category is 1, and this is the one we practiced today. This is for 1 hour of physical activity. Our last category is 0, and this one's kind of a tricky one. It's for 0 sugary beverages, but we really want to focus on having just more water every day. So our water needs, a nice way to gauge it, about 8 glasses of water. But so when we're thirsty, just be mindful of reaching for water. Every once in a while it is just fine and lovely to get a glass of juice. But I am just really happy to be able to share that with you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Does anybody have any questions before I sign off? Before I leave, I just wanted to say a really big thank you to the sponsors for Let's Move Pittsburgh, the Heinz Endowments and the UPMC Family Health Plan. We wouldn't be able to offer these classes and the other classes that we have at Phipps and Let's Move Pittsburgh for free for the community without their support. And thank you so much to the Girl Scouts for giving me this opportunity to practice yoga with you. It was so wonderful to see a new audience. I hope you enjoyed moving your body, and I would love to be able to practice with you another time. Bye.